Bobby Witt Jr. is making waves in Major League Baseball, but despite his undeniable talent, he often seems to fly under the radar until 2024. While other players genuinely grabbed headlines around the MLB, Witt has quietly been building a legacy in Kansas City. After, like I said, an electric 2024 season, he's entering 2025 with his eyes set on one of baseball's most coveted awards, the MVP. So what makes Bobby Witt Jr. so special, and why would you believe he's a legend in the making? Well, let's break it down to you in this video. Witt's journey started well before he ever stepped on a major league diamond. Son of former MLB pitcher Bobby Witt Sr., baseball has been ingrained into his blood. But Witt Jr. wasn't just living in his father's shadow. In high school, he was a standout prospect, earning comparisons to some of one of the game's most dynamic players. After being selected second overall by the Royals in the 2019 draft, expectations were sky high. And when Witt finally made his debut in 2022, he wasted no time proving he belonged. His rare combination of speed, power, and defensive prowess made him a cornerstone of the Royals' rebuild. But it wasn't just about potential. Witt's performance on the field backed up the hype. Fast forward to 2024, and Bobby Witt Jr. had what many consider an MVP caliber season, slashing well over 300, crushing 30 plus home runs, and stealing 40 plus bases. He became one of the most electrifying players in all of baseball. His defensive versatility at the shortstop position further cemented his value as a player at such a young age. Witt's elite athleticism and baseball IQ allowed him to make plays that some players could only dream of in their career. In fact, according to MLB Network analyst Mark DeRosa, Bobby Witt Jr. plays the game like a veteran. The confidence, the swagger, and the poise he brings to the field is what separates him from others. Even though he finished just shy of the MVP award in 2024, it's clear he made an impression across the league. Now, why could 2025 be Bobby Witt Jr.'s year? First of all, Witt has momentum. And when I say momentum, let's look at his stats in the last couple of years. His rookie year in 2022, he had an average of 254. Then 2023, his average went up to 276. And then in 2024, the season where he practically almost won an MVP, he had a batting average of 332. He led the league in batting average. That is insane. He's accumulated over 14.6 WAR in 4 seasons, on top of having a career total of 82 home runs and just playing an extreme good amount of baseball. And he's 24 years old, guys. He is so freaking young, and he's an amazing shortstop. He also led the league in hits at 211 in his 2024 season. This kid was electric. He shocked everyone. Oh, I also forgot, he is making history by becoming one of MLB's only 30 for 30 players at the shortstop position in back-to-back years. He's the first shortstop to ever do it. And what makes it even more impressive is that in his 2023 season, his first ever 30 for 30 season, he stole 49 bases, which makes him just the 5th MLB player of all time to have 30 plus homers and more than 49 stolen bases in a season. I'm telling you, he has momentum that is just going to keep going. People were talking about Bobby Witt Jr. a little bit going into the 2024 season, but he really showed out. And if it wasn't for Aaron Judge practically having one of his best seasons of his career besides the season he broke the home run record, it just would have been his MVP off the bat. But 2025 has a lot of good signs. He's getting more comfortable at the plate as an MLB player, and he's refining the way he plays baseball. His ability to adjust the pitches as well and minimize strikeouts is setting him apart from his peers. Jeff Passan said this about Witt: when you combine his natural athleticism with his relentless work ethic, it's not a matter of if he'll win MVP, it's when. And that's amazing to think about, especially if you're a fan of the Royals. The Royals always have these weird scenarios where they're relevant, then they're not relevant. And Bobby Witt Jr. has really made their build perfect for them alongside other players. Second, like I said, the Royals are improving. With a really solid core built around Witt, the team's competitive trajectory is constantly rising. I really want to compare this team to like the Orioles and how they're super young as well, and they're constantly going to be chasing a postseason in the next coming year. And Kansas City overall will be amazing for October baseball. I mean, we know what happened in 2015, and in 2015, it was ecstatic. Lastly, for the case for him to win MVP this year, the narrative is behind his side. Voters love a good story, if you want to think about it. He's a young superstar bringing a historic franchise back to relevance, and he is as compelling as it gets when it comes to young MLB players. If Witt can replicate or even exceed his 2024 numbers, he'll be frontrunner in the MVP conversation for the whole entire year. The tools of Bobby Witt Jr. just makes him such a powerful player. He's not one-dimensional. He's a 5-tool talent, meaning he excels in hitting for average, hitting for power, base running, fielding, and throwing. He is the definition of being an all-star, and this is one of the rarest players in the sport. Some players come up from the minor leagues and they could only hit DH, or they could only get singles, or vice versa. They could only steal bases, but Bobby Witt could do it all, and that's so important. And even at the plate, like I've said, he's been improving his plate discipline. He's increased his walk rate while pushing on base percentages even higher than he did in the previous years. He's just becoming a dangerous threat all around. Former Royals manager Mike Matheny, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, once said Bobby's instincts are off the chart. He's the type of player that makes everyone around him better. And that's the kind of praise that speaks to the volumes about Witt's leadership on and off the field and his ability to play the game of baseball. I think the Royals' future and Witt's role with the team is so important, and it's a big reason why Witt is becoming a face of the franchise, even the face of the MLB. And if he can compete and get an MVP this year, I think Kansas City is on track to win a World Series in the next couple of years, and Bobby Witt is going to become one of the big faces of baseball. Beyond the stats and all the things that Bobby Witt's been doing, he is just a fan favorite. Kids love him. I mean, people that watch baseball nowadays love him. He just has so much good energy, and he's just pretty infectious when he plays the game of baseball. It's just like you turn on TV, Bobby Witt's on screen, and you're just excited to watch this kid do some crazy things. It's so cool to witness a player of Witt's caliber, especially he's so early in his career. I generally think Bobby Witt Jr. is a legend in the making, as long as he keeps on track with the pace he's been going at, especially in his 2024 season. So as the 2025 season unfolds, keep an eye out for Bobby Witt Jr., whether it's a web gem in the field, a clutch home run in late innings, or if he's destined to even leave the mark on this game, which I know he is. And who knows, maybe by the end of the season, we might be calling him the American League MVP. Thank you guys for watching. Please, if you like this type of content, let me know in the comment section down below who I should talk about next, and have a good one. Peace.